I just purchased a whole bunch of Blu-rays and DVDs in 2025. This is why I think they're still worth it, and the pros and cons against Blu-rays and DVDs in 2025. Let's talk about it. So my honest review on Blu-rays and DVDs in 2025 is Blu-rays and DVDs, like, they are still useful for certain cases. Like, there's just certain things that are just not on streaming services that I really want to personally watch, and I don't have to resubscribe to all these random subscription services over and over again just to watch one thing. Like, it's just here in a DVD format or a Blu-ray. So that's why I purchased a couple of DVDs or Blu-rays that I actually really want to watch. So let me go through this list of these that I just purchased today and sort of explain why and my reasoning behind these purchases. So the first one I got brand new is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So this came out in 2023 and I've been waiting over a year for this to even come out on streaming services, and I'm still waiting. It's a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, and that movie was just incredible. So if we look at the actual box art, what we get with a Blu-ray that is extra that we don't get on streaming services is a whole bunch of extras. Like, it says creating the ultimate Spider-Man movie. You get like these extra special features in Blu-rays and DVDs that you won't get in streaming services. Some of the behind the scenes, for example, of like how they created these things. And I'm actually more interested in the documentary side of things as well. So for me, this is perfect, and I get to actually watch the movie that I really want to watch. And there's a whole list of movies that I'm missing out on because I'm just limiting myself to sort of streaming services. Does that make sense? And also, like, this will never drop out because my internet connection, you know, if you get like a Blu-ray or a DVD, you know, it's never going to drop out on you. Also, you know, the streaming services, they're always regularly sort of updating their stock of like what's on their websites and stuff. So sometimes they take things down that you might want to watch again or something. So with DVDs and Blu-rays, you actually have full control over what you want to watch, and you can watch it whenever you want. So with the Spider-Verse series, honestly, this series is gonna be good no matter what you want to watch. So this is a perfect example of something that I'm super happy to purchase because it's something that I really want to watch, and it's newer, that just hasn't come on the streaming services, and I don't want to pay for the digital version. Like, I want to get that full experience. You gotta look at the discs and everything. Some of them have nice art and everything, and you gotta actually add this in a collection and own it. Like, with subscription services, you realize like you don't actually own these products. Like, I can't resell something on the streaming services after I'm finished with it. You know, I've kind of stuck with just the streaming services and what's just on that platform. If I want to watch something else, like, then I have to resubscribe to something else, you know. So it's a bit of a mind game, really, with streaming services, and it's a bit limiting in terms of what you can choose from, in terms of what they have on there sometimes. And people get bored of Netflix, and people say like, oh, I've run out of things to watch on Netflix all the time. Well, you know, pick up a DVD of something that you've never maybe watched before and explore something new. Maybe there's something new age that you've really not watched before, and you go, hey, want to give this a go? There's a whole bunch of movies out there that we haven't even seen yet. And man, I feel like I've limited myself because of streaming services. So yes, anyway, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's the first movie that I purchased, and I feel like it's a good purchase because this movie series is wicked, and I'm excited to watch the brand new one. The next one that I purchased, the Alfred Hitchcock Classic Collection. Like, there are some movies in this collection that you can't find on streaming services, and this relates back to like older movies. Like, I was looking at movies like Blade Runner, you know, older movies, and I was like, man, I can't find these on streaming services, and I really want to watch these old movies that I actually really appreciate, because when you watch old movies, you actually learn a lot about filmmaking, especially from Alfred Hitchcock himself. He is a genius when it comes to filmmaking, so you can actually watch it break it down and figure out, okay, they used this technique because, you know, the technology wasn't as good back then. So you actually get to watch a masterpiece from, you know, the 1960s, the 1970s, and learn more about storytelling, learn more about suspense, timing, for example, maybe music. It could be anything. So it teaches you a lot of things watching older movies such as the Alfred Hitchcock collection that we used to watch in school. Actually, we studied Alfred. I thought his movies were absolutely fantastic, but I haven't been able to find his movies on any streaming services, and I've just been excited to rewatch his whole collection again, and that's why I bought his collection today. In this collection, we actually get movies like Vertigo, which is an absolute classic, which I could not find in streaming services. We got Psycho, we got The Birds, Rear Window. We've got a lot of really great stuff, and we got the uncut version of Psycho. We have the normal version of Psycho. It says plus hours of bonus features, which you're just not going to get on any streaming service. Exactly. So this is just awesome. So I'm super excited to delve back into some Alfred Hitchcock and really respect filmmaking again, and sort of delve in and break down filmmaking just in general. There are so many older movies that just aren't on streaming services from like the 1980s prior, like the golden age of filmmaking. Like I want to rewatch like some greats from that era and just enjoy it, you know? So this allows me to do this. And once again, like with newer movies, like some of them you just gotta wait until they're on streaming services, and I can't wait to watch Venom, The Last Dance. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'm very excited to see. Sometimes you just gotta wait months and months for things to come on the streaming services, and you just can't wait sometimes. Like I've just been excited to watch this movie and a few other ones like Mad Max, the brand new ones come on and all that sort of stuff. So sometimes you gotta wait a bit too long for these movies to come out on streaming services, which is why I got myself this Blu-ray of Venom, The Last Dance. It's a great series. It's actually turning out to be a very, very good series that I'm actually very much enjoying. And once again, it comes with all these bonus features that you're just not going to be able to get on streaming services. So once again, I still feel like it is worth it, and it has a very cool design on the actual disc. As you can see, we've got Venom on the disc right there, so that's pretty cool. It's a nice one to have. So, and at the bottom it says it's the best of the trilogy, so we're gonna watch this one tonight, I reckon, and we're gonna have a great time. Another hidden gem, I guess, not really a hidden gem, but one of those movies that are not on streaming services anymore. Like I mentioned before, like 2001 A Space Odyssey. Like I was researching this movie, and it really is one of those movies that sort of stood out for the test of time as one of the best looking movies, and I haven't really watched this movie that much, and it really was one of those movies that pioneered sci-fi in a sense. And I'm a bit of a sci-fi guy. I do like my sci-fi a little bit, like Alien series, Predator, man, all the way to some of the new stuff that's coming out as well. And I want to go back and I want to rewatch this because it looks like a really awesome movie, and I'm keen to see it in Blu-ray. So this is very exciting. So once again, you get plenty of really cool special features, and it's just what you get like with these Blu-rays. Once again, like I get to finally decide what I want to watch. Streaming services don't decide for me. It'll never drop out because, you know, this is going to be consistent with connection. It's going to be the top quality because it is Blu-ray. You get mad options. And in terms of like playing these DVDs as well, like everyone has a games console. Everyone has a PlayStation or an Xbox to be able to play these DVDs or Blu-rays on them. And also like band documentaries, man, like I picked up The Stones today. Like this is a documentary about the Rolling Stones, and I'm keen to see it. This is a proper DVD. So this goes into the whole band story, and there's this whole range of like mad DVDs that I haven't even seen, like stuff about like Linkin Park. They had a whole bunch of series of DVDs that were in the CDs of some of the old albums, for example. Maybe you got Fall Out Boy, you got Nirvana, Pearl Jam has a really cool one. I saw Metallica has a really cool backstory documentary as well that's just not on streaming services. So there's a whole bunch of really cool band documentaries that are not on streaming services that I'm very, very excited to watch. So that's also something that I want to mention in this video, is a lot of band documentaries and documentaries in general, that there's a whole bunch out there. So I'm just super keen to watch these. And you got the live videos as well. Like, grew up with the Michael Jackson DVD collection. That was really cool as well. And also in terms of DVDs, like, you got your extended cuts, you got your director's cuts and all that sort of stuff that are not on streaming services. Lord of the Rings extended edition, like the whole collection of that as well. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. The Harry Potter collections, like everyone's got that in the DVD format just about. So man, there's all those options as well. And the last one I wanted to mention was anime. So yes, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is on streaming services. I don't want to subscribe to Crunchyroll. And there's some anime that's just not on there as well, like Akira I really love. Man, there's a whole list of really good anime, even prior the 2000s. That's sort of my sweet spot as well, like the early 2000s, early 1990s as well. Like, there's a lot of great anime that's just not out there on the streaming services. So it's definitely worth getting them on DVD. And they're collectibles. And even old cartoons, like I was looking at old cartoons from my childhood, like old Cartoon Network TV shows, Ed, Edd n Eddy, for example, or maybe, I don't know, Dexter's Laboratory. Man, rewatching those, they're not on streaming services. So there's limitations with what is out there on some streaming services, and there's even websites out there for indie filmmakers as well, and they're just making still DVDs. So I think there's a whole world out there with just DVDs and Blu-rays, and it's up to us to want to, you know, buy them and watch them. It's also respect to, I guess, the art and the filmmaking as well, but it's definitely worth it. You know, you get those special features, you get extras out of these Blu-rays and DVDs, you get to add them to your collection. Once you're finished with them, you can actually resell them, and you don't have to subscribe to anything. And there's actually plenty of good pros there, each to their own. Some people won't want to get DVDs and Blu-rays in 2025, and I completely understand. And the world's gone mostly digital, but I'm saying, like, there's some stuff that it's actually worthwhile watching, like still on Blu-ray and DVDs. Give it a try, see if you like it, and if you don't do it. Anyway, have a good time. See ya next time.